Well, my name is Bishop Christopher Choto, the president of Zimbabwe Christian Ministers Association. We are so excited about the National Church Governance and Compliance launch that we had yesterday, Thursday, at the HICC. We came together with all the church mother bodies that were coming to about 13 of them, well represented, and we had also other founders of ministries that also came to the program. It's their program, and we are so thrilled with the support and of other stakeholders, including government. And by the way, we had the guest of honor, Minister of Justice and Legal Parliamentary Affairs, and other stakeholders included other ministries, because this launch was for the rollout program for this national church governance, and we are going to use the rollout as well as awareness of these of the governance, which we really want our church founders to be aware of. They've got to understand the law, where we are operating, from. And so it is so important for us, for the church and even non-profit organizations to understand about the how we should working, we are from the understanding of the freedom of worship. We have all the freedom. Freedom is there, and we appreciate that. But at the same time, we also have to understand what the law says, because the church employs people. And there are some gaps already within the church. The gaps, that are there, including the, abuses that are also, that have been reported in many other places. Somehow you find some of those abuses, they are out of ignorance.
All right, so looking at the launch that happened on Thursday, what was the main aim and what are some of the key takeaways, maybe from some of the speakers, what are some of the key takeaways from this event that you had on Thursday?
Oh yes, is that, from that, the church now has embraced the National Governance and Compliance Framework, which was unveiled. And in it talks about quite a lot on the objectives of the framework itself, and it talks also on the National Church Governance Charter. It talks on Church Governance Code of Conduct for Ministers, and as well it talks about the Church Safeguarding Abuse Prevention Framework. Minimum governance standards even for churches. So we have tried to give all that to them so that they can understand, even the minimum requirements on church governance, so that the church can operate effectively, and it should not abuse, whether unknowingly or knowingly, so that the government has got a role even to protect its own people. Yes, so freedom of worship might not be, above the law. So we need to comply now. That's where it is coming from.
Okay, so what is your word to some of the churches and church leaders that have been maybe abusing their positions going forward?
Yeah, we believe with this now, we are believing that through the program, it's going to enlighten the church leaders that there are some certain things that we cannot do. The law prohibits us to do that, so we have to avoid that and make every Zimbabwean to enjoy the freedom of worship. And so we believe that through this program, the church, the founders are going to learn a lot. Yeah, so from here now, going forward, we are going to have workshops, and we are going to gather with all the stakeholders in throughout the provinces. So it's going to be like a road show, because we have to cover all the provinces. So we are going to meet all the founders in every province in their capital, in their provincial capitals, so that the stakeholders that are working with us, those are collaborating with us, and using also government ministries that are going to come with us. That includes Ministry of Local Government, which oversees all the local authorities. So those are some of the institutions that we work with, as the church in every place that we are in. There are authorities that are there. And we are going to work with also Ministry of Public Service, Labor and Social Welfare, and especially on the welfare part. We want to see how we can also contribute towards the national priorities. And we also look at the other ministries that are going to take part. We also have ZAC. It's also coming on board. They were there. We have also ZIMRA. Those are regulatory bodies that also have an input. There's been a lot of confusion around that. If you talk of ZIMRA, people are saying that we are being taxed, but there is nothing like that. So they are coming with us, explain their own side, and where we need to comply, the church we have to know then, so that we also will also be complying to the law. And we have also other ministries that are coming on board, and other institutions. We have the ZRP, especially the Friendly Unit is coming on us, and they will be tackling the issues of reporting, this abuse. But some of these things, they go on and on because they are not being reported. But the people have got to know, and as leaders, we have got to know, how we should report such cases of abuse. So we believe from this whole program, even financial accountability and all that, it's all that we are going to have different experts in those fields that are going to be tackling those issues. So what we are going to do in every province, we are going to have different different topics that we are going to cover, and they are going to be different. What we are going to cover in Mashonaland Central is going to be different from what we are going to cover in Mashonaland West. So it will be another topic, and throughout the country. So we are going to compile all that together and produce also a booklet, which we will then be sharing as well, so that we understand what we are expected to do, and trying to also promote good governance.